G'day viewers, we're off again. We're back on the road. Today we're heading off to a place called Neurum Creek to do a bit of camping, maybe a little bit of forward driving, and we'll see what we find when we get there. So stay tuned and we'll see what comes up. Alright guys, this is just a little bit of a look at one of the sites at the place that we're camping at. This is like a little day use area right down by the river or the creek, whatever you want to call it. Really nice, so quiet and still. All you can hear is the birds. Really, really nice. Alright, so that's the track that we come in on to our little camping spot here. Our standard normal setup with the rooftop tent, gazebo on the end of the trailer to protect the kitchen area and the area when we sit when it's raining. We've just done a little bit of that today, but it's a nice little posse. And there's a river just down through here that we're close to. There's a little track that we can take to get down to that as well. Don't know if you can see that through all those leaves, most probably not. Yeah, there it is, it's hiding down there. It's actually a creek. I call it the river, but it's a creek. And it's very close to us, and it takes us about 10 seconds to walk down there, which is good. I'll swing around to the rest of the little area. It's quite bushy, it's good, it's private. Our standard setup here that you've seen many times. We've changed a few things around. I'll take a video tomorrow and show you some of the stuff we've done since we last had an in-depth look at the trailer. Gail's busy making a cuppa. Good on her. G'day viewers, we're in a little town now known as Woodford. It's up in the hinterland of the Sunshine Coast here in South East Queensland. Pretty famous for a folk festival that they have every year. Real nice little town. They sort of try and keep the heritage stuff going. But there is one thing here that I didn't expect to find. I'll give you a look at what that is. Yeah folks, it's a tank. I didn't expect to find a tank. Seen a few fancy forward drives around the place, but haven't seen a tank. Definitely haven't seen it tank. We'll have a bit of a walk around and let you have a look, eh? I'll give you a little bit of a better look at the truck too. I think I've only shown it from the outside before, so I'll show you a bit more of it. Okay guys, this is obviously a view in the back of the truck. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment because, well, we're bush. I like the idea it's got storage underneath the false floor. In this area here I keep all my stuff that I use for deflating and inflating the tyres. All my recovery gear, the whole lot of it, fits in that slide as well. Plus I've got some jumper leads there, and on this side there's 2 tool rolls plus a heap of spare parts, electronic checkers, hammer. You can see what's there, plus thousands of cable ties, because cable ties fix anything. Oh, there's a roll of duct tape there too, you might see. You can't fix it with the cable ties, you'll fix it with the duct tape. I changed tyres over from the standard tyre that was on the vehicle when we got it, which was just a road tyre, to BF Goodrich all-terrain TAs, KO2s. They're a terrific tyre. They've got a real aggressive tread, very quiet on the road surprisingly. I've always been a big BF Goodrich fan, and these tyres I absolutely love. I've given them a belting already. There's no chips or anything. They inflate and deflate quickly for when I'm off-roading. Love them. Okay, so up on top of the roof, that red thing you can see there is a high lift jack. Comes in handy in all sorts of situations when you're forward driving. And I can also use it as a winch, which is the main reason I got it, since I haven't got a winch on the truck. Got a shovel there. Always handy to shovel yourself out of trouble, especially sand and thick mud. I've got a set of max tracks there. They're basically to help you with traction. If you get stuck, you can shove them in under your tyres, get a bit more traction. Guys, this is just the rooftop awning that we use. It's really handy. It's 2.5 metres by 3 metres, so it gives you a good lot of shade if we go somewhere where we don't actually take the trailer and the gazebo and such. So it's a really handy thing to have. Good to have a cuppa under if you're having a rest on the side of the road. Alright guys, I said I'd give you a bit of a look around camp. We've made a few little changes to the way it was set up before. I've actually got a spare tyre on the trailer now. You never know when you're going to get a flat. That's basically the front storage area, obviously, and the portaloo's in there, and we keep the gazebo and the chairs and the camp oven and whatever else goes in there. I've also got in there, hiding in there, chainsaw. One of the additions we've got is we've got a solar mat now. It's a 120 watt solar mat, and that powers, it keeps the battery charged. I'll give you a little bit of better of a look at that in a minute. Our familiar rooftop tent, and we absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You're up off the ground, it's nowhere near as cold as what you are when you're on the floor in a tent. And yeah, it's great. Okay, and this is our area, obviously under the gazebo. Got the pantry there that you've seen a few times. Comes in handy, stops animals from getting in there at night time. Slide out kitchen that I built at home. Bits and pieces and bobs. We've got a double stove there. Plus you may see on the top there, there's a single stove hiding in there as well in case we need a third one. I think I showed you guys before the fridge that we got, but I'll show you again just in case. We ended up going with the Waco 3-way because you can run it from 12 volt, you can run it from 240 volt, and you can also run it on gas, which is what it's running on at the moment. I've got it running on gas, and it keeps it really cold. It works great. I did have to take it out and put it on the ground, but now I sit it in the back of the trailer there. It's a lot more convenient. Keeps everything nice and cold, and even makes ice. This Joe bagger here, put water in that. It's got the little cubicle things in it, and it actually makes ice overnight, which is good. That's some ice there that I've already previously made. The fridge is great. I think it's 36 litres. I showed you the battery pack before, but we used to have to charge it in the car, and that's where the solar blanket comes in that I just showed you before. The solar blanket comes in through this lead here into a controller, and I can set that controller to different levels, when to start charging, when to stop charging, and that keeps the battery topped up really well with that 120 watt solar blanket that I've got sitting on the front of the trailer. I showed the setup before for the electric, so we can charge things up like that have USBs. There's 2 USB points here. Got 4 power points that are all switched, and the power comes from the battery up to the inverter there in the back, that silver thing that you can see, and that converts it to AC current, so we can run anything that has like a power point plug on it. Another thing I've done is we used to have a little hand pump to pump out the water out of our water containers. That was a bit of a pain really, so I changed the system. I bought a cheap shower system and converted it, and now I just need to hit this switch up here, that switch there, and it pumps the water straight out of the containers. Let's give you a quick look at that. Here's where the water comes out. Comes on and turns off straight away, and that's all by pressing that button, which is great. No more pumping. I've also linked 2 of the water containers together, this one and this one. I've run some pipe work along the bottom from the holes that are put in there for taps, and so I'm pumping straight out of 40 litres rather than 20, which means I really have to change over. I've got another 20 litre container here full of water in case I need that, so that's 60 litres, and the yellow one there of course is for backup diesel if we do a long trip and I want a bit of backup diesel.